People who actually used a pen from start until it lost ink without losing them. How the hell did you do it? My friend has so many pens I can't even count them all. She uses them all until there's no ink. I asked her the same thing, she said simple, I'm not a dumbass and I've never been more offended in my life. Edit, thanks so much for the gold, I'm freaking out right now. Some people think I'm dramatizing the pen count. I'm not kidding, this girl has so many pens. I lost count of them at 150. Some people are saying she's a bad friend, but that's a roast we're both proud of, we laugh about it. Yeah, I have pencils and pens that are 10 plus years old. I have a box for both. When I'm done writing, I put them back in the box. I'm not sure how some people survive in this world. My friend said he bought an eraser 3.5 years ago and there was still 13 RD of it remaining. Imagine how broke the industry would be if everyone was responsible enough to keep care of their stuff. A box of wooden pencils and a big eraser cost like $2 and some change, and should NJ theory last for a year. I've never used a single eraser long enough to wear it down. Buy a box of pens I like, limit how many I have out at one time. One for the desk, one for the backpack, one for the pencil case. Don't take out another until one of them is done. Only exception is if I've lost one and can't find it after a week. The trick is to buy good quality pens that you actually want to use up. If you spend money on them, it'll motivate you a little more to keep it safe and keep reusing them instead of always buying more cheap pens. Or just getting a pen which can handle some physical abuse and use it for a few weeks. You will get used to not breaking them, and after that it becomes easier to not break fragile pens. I've done exactly that, bought an expensive pen and lost it in 2 weeks. I know where I lost it but couldn't retrieve it back because it was such a nice pen, that the person involved refused to acknowledge having ever found it. I left it on your desk after signing the bloody document. I put a cut piece of paper with my name on it and slip it inside the pen. If it cannot be seen, I tell them to open it up. I do that to all my tools. If I can't put a note in the tools, I stamp my initials or Sharpie them in indelible ink. Sometimes I have found my neighbors using them. Never lend your pens to someone. Hover until they give it back. Kept it on my desk at all times even when I left the office. It was the only pen I had. Same. When it ran out, didn't know what to do with myself. Felt so lost in this world, then someone directed me to the supply closet where there were tens of pens just like mine. Felt like I was able to go on and live my best work life. Not that the first pen meant nothing to me, it's just when the ink runs out, I have to keep working. If I don't, what is the fine point of it all? This is my pen. There are many like it, but this one is mine. My pen is my best friend. It is my life. I must master it as I must master my life. Without me, my pen is useless. Without my pen, I am useless. I must hold my pen true. I must write more legibly than my enemy who is trying to kill me. I must complete my paperwork before the deadline. I will, my pen, and I know that what counts in work is not the ink we deplete, the smudge on the paper, nor the recycling waste. We know that it is the signature on the dotted line. We will hit, my pen is human, even as I, because it is my life. Thus, I will learn it as a brother. I will learn its weaknesses, strength, its parts, its accessories, its ball and its barrel. I will keep my pen clean and ready, even as I am clean and ready. We will become part of each other. We will, before God, I swear this creed. My pen and I are the defenders of my country. We are the masters of our enemy. We are the saviors of my life. So be it, until victory is America's and then there is no enemy, but peace. Full metal ballpoint. Buy good pens. If it costs more than your standard dollar store Bic, you'll work harder to not lose it. The trick to not losing things is to always put them back in the same place when you're done. Applies to keys, pens, wallets, etc. No one's pen is safe at my job. I even etched my name into one of my pens and found the guy that took it. I still have a few pens and pencils from when I was in elementary school. I'm now 50. I mean, technically I do too, but I don't use it. It's a pen with my mother's name and work contact info. She died, so I treasure it. Edit. Thank you everyone for the upvotes. This may be my most liked comment. After reading this comment, my emotions don't know if I should feel like this is wholesome or sad. Don't feel sad. It was a very long time ago and I believe she's in a better place. Well, it was in my pocket, it overheated and all the ink leaked out onto my leg. Wouldn't recommend. But technically you did it. Or technically the truth. Whenever you lend your pen, keep hold of the lid. You'll always get it back. That increase your chances. Back when I was working retail, I'd have a pen to give the customers to sign credit card receipts and fill out checks. Enough of them walked away that I started to keep the cap when handing out the pen. That way if they absent-mindedly put my pen in their pocket, I'd at least have the satisfaction of ruining their shirt. And if it's a big pen, then you'll be extra fine since those are like $15 each, so it's not like it's a big financial loss. I'm a pen fiend, so when someone asks to borrow it, if they start walking away with it, I ask them for it back. It's a bad habit of mine, but I can't help it, same with pretty much anything on my desk. Bad habit? I wish I could do that. Instead I just stare at the pen hoping that they'll remember to return it before they leave. Agreed. I don't think this can be considered a bad habit. Pen theft is real theft. The penalty for pen theft should be that you have to get the worst artist you know to draw temporary tattoos on you until the ink runs out. I used to be a paramedic, and we had paper patient care reports we had to fill out for every call. Our uniforms had a pen sleeve in the front pocket. I had my favorite special pens that were medium tip, strong, and black ink that I used. I also had crummier pens in my clipboard that I would lend out if someone asked, but never my special pen. I wrote a heck of a lot of notes over the years. I tuck my favorite pen behind my ear where it is hidden by my long hair and leave the decoy pens on my desk. Have a coworker that chews pens. Chews on other people's pens? What a monster. I duck with people who take things from my desk. Take my pen. I take the wheels from your chair. I envy your approach. OCD. I'm that guy that uses pen from start to finish. That always uses chapstick till the end. I will use a lighter till there is no more fluid. If I ever lose something, I will spend the whole day obsessing over it and can't focus on anything else. Man, I finally broke down and bought some $6 lip balm instead of 99-cent chapstick. So smooth. So soothing. I have never ever kept up with a tube of lip balm for so long. I kept it in my front shirt pocket at work and everything was fine for weeks and weeks. I was like 23 of the way done and so duckin' proud of myself for keeping up with this one tube for so long. Then one day it was just gone. I scoured my workspace, car, and house and never found it. I got another one and I still have it, but it's not the same lol. I'm really good at keeping up with chapsticks. I didn't lose one for years. Then I got my cat. Who doesn't enjoy knocking things over? But he loves things that roll around when he pushes them, like pens, pencils, eyeliners, and yes, chapstick. So I lost like 4 tubes that live in my living room, 1 tube in at a time, and I kept replacing it. I got pissed. I lift the couch and behold a trove of lipstick, pens, lip gloss, pencils, and my ducking chapsticks. He likes to play with them until he loses them under the couch. Dork. Because fountain pens cost a lot more money. If your pen was worth $150, you wouldn't duck and lose it. Seconding this. My fountain pen goes next to my knife in my pocket. Said pocket is worth more than my smartphone. How cheap is your phone? And what brand? I tend to buy refillable pens of some quality and at some cost. Makes me take care of them and value them. Last pen lasted 12 years before it broke. Bought the same model once again. Bic pens disappear all the time, but I know where my favorite is. I broke out my fountain pen from grade school when I had to write about 10 pages in exams in college. Are you from Germany? I've heard fountain pens are common use there in grade school. That's not the case here in the US.